Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 3BeerPod. It is episode number 6. Get that. Well, see you next week, guys.
It's been a good
There you go.
episode, guys. Shortest episode of 3BeerPod.
Welcome to it. Hi there.
Jam-packed episode, and we shut her down 3 seconds in.
Timmer, I'm telling you, today has been a day. Welcome to episode 6. We've got lots going on here tonight, so we'll certainly talk all about that. But as you can see, I'm in my third location now the 3BeerPod. I was up until probably 10 minutes ago going to do it from the patio because I'm making it summer no matter what. I'm going to make it happen. And then my patio umbrella kept hitting me in the head.
Oh boy!
So I thought that would have been an issue. So we changed that up. Thanks for tuning in here tonight. We'll talk to our guests here in a few minutes. Stephen Rich is going to join us from Cowbell up in Blythe, a great brewery, and our buddies over at Sons of Kent. Sluggo is going to talk to us here in a few minutes. We need to start with our sponsors. Of course, we want to say thank you to me, one of the sponsors here tonight, where I can help you buy or sell a home. And remember, if you buy or list your home with me, we will hook you up with a 6-pack of beer of your choice for the sponsorship here with myself. And also, we should mention, too, the Health House, too, Timmer. Your wife has been a big contributor here lately. So
she has been. She helped me decorate. Oh, I got it right tonight. She helped me decorate here today. After last week's episode with Joe Siddle, I thought I better get the old Tiger Stadium banner back up there. That's good stuff.
Sweet Lou Whitaker's birthday today.
No way.
Yeah, Lou is 63. And we were talking last week with Joe Siddle is that I'm not a Tigers fan, but darn it, if there's one Tiger I liked was Lou Whitaker. Lou Whitaker and Alan Trammell.
Can't beat it.
They killed my Jays many, many times. Hey, we wanted to mention, too, that we are now on Instagram. You can follow us at 3BeerPod. We're looking to add to that. So if you want to jump on Instagram, you can tag us in your tweets, tag us in your posts, or get us there at 3BeerPod on the Insta. Timmer, let's start tonight with what you drinking, bud? What you drinking tonight there, bud?
Hey, I got this one poured out a little bit here already. It is it's a White Bronco from Sandwich. Big shout out to my buddy Quiggs who slid this one in at my back door. It's White Bronco out of Sandwich Brewing Company, which is a really cool brewery to check out sometime when this all gets going. I know they have some curbside pickup for sure there right now, but man, it's a juicy IPA. And it is delicious.
Nice. I'm drinking here tonight. I'm just finished. It's a Cameron's Brewing.
Oh, nice.
From Oakville. That is a cream ale. Delicious. Finished that with supper here tonight with the fam. So what you drinking, bud, here tonight? Timmer, our beer buzz tonight is packed. We've got lots going on with our beer buzz. I wanted to tell you a story, first of all, about a pub in Ireland that is delivering beer by drone now.
Come on.
In the beer buzz.
That's not real, is it?
No. They're selling bottles of Heineken and bags of potato chips that they will drone over to your location and drop off. So we've heard of curbside pickup. Like, this is the next thing in curbside pickup. They'll drone it right over to your house and drop it there at the front door. And they'll also do bottles of wine too.
If this social distancing needs to continue throughout the summer, gonna need some drone drop-offs here in in the sunny backyard poolside. Little drone drop-off. So maybe we talk to my friend Darren Eber about possibility of this one. He's got some ideas. Maybe we can add that to the list here.
Hey, maybe it's coming. It's coming. And I wanted to mention, too, is we're going to announce a beer launch here. Fenelon Falls is got a new partnership with an environmental group up in the Kawartha regions. The Kawartha Summer Ale is going to launch on Thursday. You can get it online, and they will deliver at FenelonFallsBrewing.com. And the proceeds of the sales will be donated to the Conservation of Sports Mission for the long-term health of lakes and rivers in the Kawartha wastelands. Or the water, not wastelands, I'm sure. That's not the thing at all. The watershed. Up there.
I'm glad they're fixing up the wastelands. Big shout out there.
Yeah, I was in such a good route launch there too, but not so much. Fenelon Falls, we wanted to say hey to them and mention their launch coming up. All right, we do have a launch that is coming up here. Let's talk to our buddies from episode 1. Let's pull in Doug Hunter and Colin Chrysler, our friends from Sons of Kent. Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
Good.
Oh,
doing great, guys.
Hey, gentlemen.
Can you hear me all right?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome.
So This is going to be our first beer launch officially on the show. So what we want to do with the 3BeerPod is launch beers with some of our local breweries and some of our breweries from around Ontario. So you guys have got a couple here you wanted to talk about. Who wants to shoot first?
Well, you know what? I'll go first.
Yeah.
I'll go first. I got two things to talk about. One, if you need some online orders, we got them covered. You can go on our website and you can do an online order on there, and we'll deliver anywhere in Ontario. But the bigger news, bigger than online ordering this week, is the launch of Barry White that's going to happen on Friday.
Oh boy!
I just happen to have a delicious can here.
Oh boy! That's
Colin,
good.
I'm not sure if you got one, but
I don't. I just get to make it. I don't actually get to enjoy it. So, yeah.
This is going to make people very happy. There's some people that this is what they live for, and Barry White being back is people are gonna go nuts. I almost dumped my beer right there. Okay, we're back.
You're a little excited, Tim.
I got so excited.
It's a Friday release, boys.
This Friday?
That is awesome.
This Friday, yeah.
Oh boy. You got
is this year 3 of the Barry White?
I think it is year 3.
It is, yeah.
It gets better every year, though. I'm honestly like super stoked on this batch. I mean, it's always good, but this year it's like I'm really, really excited. So yeah, it's exciting stuff.
Cool stuff. Number 2, what else did we want to talk about here tonight, guys?
The next beer. So we got another beer coming out this week, which is also exciting. It's been kind of a work in progress for a little while, but it's a beer called All Together, which is an IPA, and it's a worldwide collaborative beer. Look at that! It's on the screen for all you to see. This is the first peek that anybody's seen of this beer. So yeah, it's a worldwide collaboration hosted by a brewery in New York called Other Half. We are one of over 600 breweries that are involved in this project, which is exciting. And so breweries all over the world are making this beer. It's like I said, it's an IPA. The recipe is similar. Breweries have done their own creative take on it, but the coolest thing about it is that proceeds from this idea and this cause are going to support the bar and restaurant industry or the hospitality industry because of the pandemic. Obviously, that industry has probably been hit the hardest, and so it's a great way for us to kind of support that. Obviously, the brewery sells a lot of beer. A lot of our customers are bars and restaurants, so for us, it's a great way for us to kind of help them out too.
I wasn't gonna crack it, and then I got excited, so I cracked it. We got a lot. Just again, sampling sizes here today, but that's delicious. Well, yeah, I got a can of it here. Doug hooked me up with the can. The label's not there, so I'm glad we had.
The label show up tomorrow morning. So
that's fantastic. And how do we get our hands on this one?
It's up to you, Doug. I just make it. So
well, so if Colin's saying the labels are coming tomorrow, we're going to do pre-orders tomorrow for pickup on Thursday.
Nice.
All right. So you can call our curbside service, get your pre-order done. Or you can wait and try to get it on Thursday at the brewery.
That's fantastic. Nice. You're not shipping everything through the online yet, are you, Doug?
No. We just have some staple stuff online right now.
Yep.
So this beer won't be available online this week, but maybe in the future we'll do some of our special releases. We'll have them out on the online service. So
that's fantastic. This is good.
It's cool.
What else do we have coming up? Is there anything you can tease us with, Colin?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of new stuff. We've got some. What's crazy about this whole situation is we normally didn't can a lot of beer. I mean, we canned a lot of our core brands. We didn't do a lot of the limited release stuff in cans because we had a lot of draft customers. We had the tap room, which used a lot of the beer. So a lot of our limited stuff went into bottles, but now we're canning all of our limited release stuff, and honestly, it's selling out way faster than we ever would have imagined. So it's giving me an opportunity to be a bit more creative because we can make some really cool stuff knowing that it's going to disappear really quick, which is great, and people are getting to enjoy it. So we've got a new beer that is actually South African inspired, using some cool hops that were grown in South Africa, as well as some other cool ingredients. But I won't give too much away on that one because it's not quite ready yet. We've got another really big beer that's coming back again, which is exciting. It's an IPA. It's actually a double IPA. A lot of people probably already know what that is. So yeah, we got some exciting stuff coming out. Yeah, we're gonna keep pumping out as many new beers as we can. I'd like to get at least a new beer every other week if possible. Wow. But yeah, exciting. So that's our goal coming up for the spring and the summer and everything else. So yeah.
Hey Chris, did you see the important question there in the comments, Chris? From my sister-in-law?
Oh, there she goes. Yeah.
Can we pre-order Barry White by the case? When I was talking about someone that really needed Barry White to come back, my sister-in-law has been waiting for this to come back. I know she found one in the back of her fridge the other day and went for it and still said it was great. Awesome. So I know she's excited to have this come out by the case.
That's great. I think, Doug, that was actually specified. The question was directed for you specifically. I see your name in the question.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I saw that post on Facebook, and I actually cracked my last raspberry wheat I had in my fridge on the weekend, and you know what? She can pre-order if she wants, but we've got a lot of it in the tank. So
all right,
I don't think she needs to worry right now.
Trust me, you better keep that promise, Doug.
All right, I'll save one for her.
All right.
Doug and Colin, guys from Sons of Kent, we appreciate you launching that beer here tonight with us. We'll have to talk to you again real soon. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Yeah, enjoy the rest of the time. Cowbell's awesome, and if you're talking to Steve and Rich,
we are.
Oh, there he is. There he is. What's going on, Steve? Yeah, great guy, great beer. Have fun tonight, and I'll catch you soon, Steve, and we'll have a beer. So cheers.
Looking forward to it. Thanks for the shout out.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate it. Well, there you go. That is our next guest. That is Stephen Rich from Cowbell Brewing in Blythe. Good evening, Stephen. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great, guys. Thanks for having me tonight.
Thanks for coming on. This is awesome.
Heck
yeah, this is great. We got some beer delivered this week from you, and I see you've got we've got 6 different kinds. So my thing, so Tim he knows beer. Like Tim knows beer really well, and he can pick the ingredients and he can describe it. I just know what I like. I just know I like the taste of the beer and whatever can. Tell me what I should crack right now to get going here. What should I have?
To you, Tim, or to me?
To you, Stephen. Which one should I start with?
Yeah.
So, originally we talked about doing Absent Landlord because like a lot of people consider it to be our flagship beer. It was our first beer. The naming convention is very like Blythe centric. But then we were also going to do Hazy Days, which is our hazy IPA, spring seasonal, now full time at the LCBO, and then also Pomegranate Honeysuckle, which is our summer seasonal, a nice juicy fruit sour. But I sent you guys a few other beers. I grabbed myself a Shindig as well and something fancy in the back. So I think we should start with Absent Landlord.
Okay.
It's our first beer. It's a classic. Probably you guys have had it. Probably a lot of people have had it before. But I think Absent Landlord says a lot about Cowbell, a lot about who we are, and a lot about why we built a destination brewery in a village of 1,005 people.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that because man, oh man, my daughter plays hockey up that way, and I'll be traveling up that way, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I've heard of Cowbell many times, but I didn't realize where I was. And all of a sudden, I look over and I'm like, "What the hell is that?" And it is this giant brewery. It's a beautiful brewery in the little town of Blythe. Now, how long has it been kicking around out in Blythe?
We opened the August long weekend 2017. Construction before that was about 425 days, actually exactly 425 days. And that was from groundbreaking. So we built this thing on 120 acres of farmland. So 425 days from putting that first plow in the land all the way to opening 27,000 square foot destination brewery. So yeah, 2017 has been pretty amazing. We do a lot of people every single week. Which is like, the sun is shining right now. It would be beautiful to be sharing a pint with you guys right now at the farm. So I'm hoping we can get back to those days pretty soon.
Well, next best thing tonight.
It's an amazing little thing. I was heading up to Cottage in Tobermory, and we're like, no, we gotta make a little detour here to go check it out. And then as you're pulling up to it, it's not. And I've been to, I don't know, I'm almost close to 80 different breweries I've been to now. But when you pull up to this place, it's like a Disneyland of beers, like of breweries. It doesn't look like anything else you've seen as a standalone brewery in the middle of, I don't want to call Blythe nowhere, but it seems like it's in the middle of
rural Ontario.
Yeah. So why Blythe? There must be a reason that it wasn't just throw a dart at the map of Ontario and say, yeah, that's a good brewery spot. So why Blythe?
So you know what? The reason why Blythe, the reason why a destination brewery, the reason why there's such a focus on quality and community, the reason for all these things really comes down to the Sparling family. They're third generation Blythe residents. Stephen Sparling's our founder, and the whole family's fully involved in the brewery every day. So Stephen's been living there since he was born, and his father came to Blythe after the war. So Stephen's directly involved. Stephen's wife Lori is directly involved every day. Stephen's son Grant is directly involved every day. So this really is an independent, family-owned business that believes in their community, believes in the village of 1,005 people. And I don't think there was ever a question of where it's going to be. Not to mention the fact that there's 120 acres of farmland. If you're going to build a destination brewery, it's hard to do that in Toronto, in Hamilton, in London. It's tough to do that in a populated city.
Stephen, we do have lots of questions, but you did send some pictures. So let's kind of walk through this as we go. So this is the beautiful Blythe Cowbell Brewery in Blythe. And look at that. And how many days? So just over a year to put that all together?
Yeah, it was 425 days. We used all local trades, all local materials. And my favorite thing to tell people when I tour them through the brewery is there's no facade anywhere. Everything you see is real. Like on that wall at the end that you can see, which is east facing, that stone wall, that's all individually hand laid and hand mortared stones that were quarried from the Shouldice quarry, which is less than an hour from Cowbell. All the wood on the outside, the wood on the inside, it's all true. It's all unfinished. That way it will patina and mature naturally over time to look like a grand old barn. And like you just put up this map here, sometimes I feel like when we're at events or dinners, our t-shirts should have a map on the front or the back, because one of the most common questions is, where's Blythe? And so here we are in the red, like you can see, about an hour straight north of London. We're probably about 2 hours from you guys in Chatham, about 2 and a touch hours to Toronto, depending on traffic, of course.
All right, here's some more looks inside the brewery. If you haven't been up to the Cowbell Brewery yet, there's another shot here. What are we looking at here, Stephen?
Yeah, like this is what we mean by destination brewery, right? So from here, you're on the second floor where you can access freely yourself. You can do self-guided tours up here if you want, or you can do a tour with one of our storytellers. But this kind of tells the whole story. Like down below, you can see the red seats sitting at the bar where we've got, of course, an amazing beer selection, but we also serve wine, spirits, cocktails. And then you are 15 feet away from a state-of-the-art Canadian-built 4-vessel, 50-hectoliter brew house. Like, oh my God. This is, for me, it was the things that dreams are made of. So yeah, there's the beautiful brewery itself right there. Custom designed brewery, lots of cool tech in there. If we've got some time, I'm happy to walk through some of it. But yeah, you've got the 4-vessel brew house there. And if you keep going on in the slides, you can see these pictures are taken from this catwalk that you or anybody can walk on. And so the brewery is totally transparent. You can see absolutely everything. The only 2 things you can't see are the lab, because it's a positive pressure room for quality purposes, of course. And the centrifuge you can't see because it's in a sound insulated room, because that thing is really loud. And so here's a view from the production floor looking up at that beautiful catwalk. So you can be at that catwalk looking down on the stainless tanks, watching the guys dry hop, watching the team go through packaging, canning, kegging, running materials back and forth. It's a pretty cool experience. For me, it's what I've always dreamed of. I think the whole team did a good job putting the Sparling's vision into reality. in the beautiful village.
Yeah,
it is beautiful. Wow.
I think for me, it was like when I got there, I was sitting at those red chairs at the bar, and I was like, oh, I better go check this place out. And then we just kept walking around, and like I felt like I was sneaking around. Then I realized, no, you're just allowed to go anywhere and tour the whole thing on your own. And I was like, this is awesome. So and like I feel like I was arm's length from the brewers working, and I was like, wow. This is pretty sweet. This is pretty sweet. Brought the other guys up, and we all kind of walked around and did the self-guided tour, and was like, "Wow, this is something." You don't usually have that kind of access in a brewery, unless maybe I'm at Sons of Cat and I just walk in the back. But it's not. I think the cool part is the access that you have and what you can see from that catwalk, which is really cool. And for me as a beer guy, that really adds to it being a destination. So you got a little bit of everything for anyone that stops by to check out the brewery. I think that's pretty cool.
Not to mention the restaurant is just like so amazing. I hope you guys got to eat there. Like, over 80% of the food that we serve in the restaurant is sourced from Huron County. Over 90% is sourced from Ontario. So there's a lot of focus on local in the entire brewery. But the food in the restaurant is totally amazing. One shot that I didn't send that I like to show people is pictures of some of the cocktails we make. We do a smoked Manhattan. Oh my God. The cocktail itself is amazing, but the presentation, I can't even begin to describe it. Like what I'm trying to say is every team, the restaurant, the brewing team, marketing, the whole company that envisioned this thing, there's just so much heart and love that went into this thing. And as you just described it bleeds through the walls, right?
Yeah. I think the other thing that's cool is all the options that are there. The food was dynamite. We all had lunch there sitting at the bar. The bartender was awesome and talked us through some of the cocktails that he was making. We were drinking beer, but he was making cocktails. So it was a really cool experience that we have there. So I think that's pretty cool, because sometimes you get people that don't, you get a group of people together and you want to go to a brewery, or I want to go to a brewery. And they're like, well, I don't drink beer. I'm like, and then usually I say, too bad, you're going to drink beer anyway. But at Cowbell, you have some other options there, which I'm sure some people really like, especially if you are, doing that day trip into rural Ontario, and you got a little bit something there for everyone. And I think that's really cool.
That's actually probably one of the most important aspects of the brewery is inclusion. When we built this brewery, when the Sparlings thought up this concept, the idea was anyone can come, absolutely anyone can come to Cowbell and have an amazing time. So some people will notice it, some people won't notice it, but when you come, we have wheelchair access everywhere. The whole building was designed with consideration for anyone that is visually impaired, hearing impaired, in a wheelchair. There's an elevator. There's food menus. There's food items that are gluten-free, that are vegan, that are vegetarian. There's absolutely everything. So no matter who you are, no matter what you like or dislike, you are welcome to Cowbell, and we're going to show you a great time.
We're getting some great comments on it because it sounds amazing, and you're selling it as well. And everybody that's been there has got nothing but good things to say. I wanted to ask you about a couple things because it's North America's first carbon neutral brewery. I want to know what that means. And the world's first closed loop brewery. What do those two things mean for those that don't know?
Both of them reference our commitment to stewardship, environmental stewardship. I'm going to reference Stephen Sparling over and over, I'm sure, and I hope he doesn't mind. But Stephen used to say to us all the time that we are a brewery in rural Huron County. We're among farmland, and the farmers are the true stewards of the land. They understand that if they don't treat the land well, they won't grow crops, they won't sell crops, they won't feed their family, they won't feed Ontario, they won't have a farm. So they understand that they need to be stewards of the land, and we're going to take the same approach. So from day one, we went through design, engineering, equipment, process to ensure that we were doing everything with that in mind. So carbon neutrality means two things. It means that we do everything we can to reduce our carbon footprint, reduce the amount of energy required to do anything. And then it also means that we sequester, we replace any of that carbon footprint. So far to date, We've planted, I believe, over 17,000 trees, much of them on site at Cowbell. We've got this beautiful forest growing in 20 acres of land in the back portion. And so every year we will measure our carbon footprint, not just at the brewery, but the distance that our sales reps travel, all the materials coming in and out of Cowbell, the carbon footprint for all of that. We'll plant trees to offset it. And then every year we have a third party firm that comes in and validates what we've done. Because we also really believe that it's only worth talking about if you can verify and validate. So
that's crazy. Good for you.
That's carbon neutrality, carbon zero. The other part is closed loop. This part is also super cool. Essentially, when we brew beer, 100% of the water that we use for production, cleaning, processing comes from our own aquifer. So we have an aquifer that we're sitting on. A well brings in that water. We go through a basic filtration process and UV sterilization to make sure that the water is safe to use. And then we brew with it. We clean tanks with it. We sterilize kegs with it. We steam kegs with it. We package with it, etc. We do everything with that water. And then all of the wastewater produced from the brewery, from the restaurant, from the offices, all of the wastewater, all of the effluent goes into our own on-site waste treatment facility.
Wow.
And then that waste treatment gets processed, and then the result is gray water, which is safe to deposit into the land, not safe to consume, but safe to deposit into the land. And so all of the effluent is treated and then eventually deposited back into the land through the bedrock into the aquifer, and then we brew with it again. So it's that closed loop concept. So we're the world first closed loop and carbon neutral brewery, because there are closed loop breweries and there are carbon neutral breweries. We believe we are the only one. Very challenging, of course, to validate that with the million breweries, some tiny, some massive, but we believe we're the world's first carbon neutral and closed loop.
Well, I guess that's what you could do when you build a brewery from the ground up, and you can, make these decisions right off the top, where maybe some other ones don't have that choice to make. Tim, I think we both cracked the same one here.
Nope, not at all.
Oh, okay.
I got the pomegranate honeysuckle.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
me
you did?
too.
Oh, your color looks a little different to me. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
It's refreshing.
Tell us about this one, Stephen. The pomegranate honeysuckle. What's this?
So Palm Honeysuckle is our summer seasonal for the LCBO. And like you guys were just talking about the color, but I'm going to hold this up to the camera. I hope it shines through. Oh yeah, just like ruby red with that beautiful pink foam. So this is a kettle sour that we brewed with pomegranate and honeysuckle. Honeysuckle is one of these, I don't think it's new, but kind of newly known superfruit. Kind of like a blueberry, a little bit drier and a little bit tannic. And so we were thinking for a long time about, we wanted to do a fruit sour. We really wanted to get a fruit sour into the mix. We had not done a sour beer to date before Palm Honeysuckle. And so we thought about interesting fruits to use. We all talked about pomegranate, and a supplier in Quebec emailed us about the honeysuckle. And after tasting it, pomegranate and honeysuckle both kind of have that dry, juicy, slightly, fruit tannic, like wine tannic sensation to them. And we thought it would be a really nice match in a low ABV, fruity, but kind of dry and drinkable also fruit sour. So, I mean, the nose is like, it's light and lovely and fruity. I get mostly that pomegranate with a little bit of blueberry.
Yeah. And usually sours are not my thing. I'm the first one to admit that all the time. But when you know what you're getting and prepare yourself, I think that's part of it with people trying sours is, ooh, what the heck is this? This isn't the beer that I thought it was. It's smooth and it just has a little tart at the end. And it's not like I'm not super puckered over it. And it's just like, this is again, a nice summer, delicious beer to try.
The balance is beautiful, right? Like the team did such a nice job on this thing. I know all the brewers went through a lot of different trials to really nail this beer, and everyone's super proud of it. It's our first sour, like I said. Yeah, we're all really happy about it. Glad you guys like it.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's in the LCBO now. Is that what I heard you say there, Stephen?
It's in the LCBO. It's available on our website for delivery. We're $45 delivery for free delivery, but we deliver all over Ontario no matter the volume. But yeah, you can find this can at most LCBOs around Ontario right now. She's a beaut.
Yeah, she is good. She's good.
So,
So
alcohol. So
what?
it's good for those patio days whenever they come back.
Yeah,
Soon,
at some
hopefully.
point. What have things been like for Blythe with being a smaller town? Has the pandemic affected the brewery itself? Are you seeing less traffic? Well, obviously you're not open, but has this affected you, or how has it affected you in the last couple months?
It's I mean, I feel like most breweries have a similar story, right? For us, it feels really strange up there because we have a 100-seat restaurant, 100 seats inside, 100 seats outside. We do a crazy amount of throughput at the brewery. 100,000 people coming every year. It's just bonkers. So it's sad that on sunny days like this, we can't have our friends and family up to the brewery. The patio's gorgeous. The restaurant, like you saw, is amazing. But what's really disappointing is we employ 175 people.
Wow. Yeah.
And a lot of that is in the restaurant, maybe 100 in the restaurant. So we got a lot of staff that need to earn for their families, and it's really sad to not be able to support them as much as we want to. And we've got a lot of employees, not just in Blythe, but in the surrounding community. So it's sad not to have people up there. It's really disappointing to not be able to keep everyone earning what they want to be earning. But we're really hopeful that everything can get back to normal-ish soon, or a new normal. But the brewery's also doing some really cool, innovative stuff to support our community and continue to pay everyone that we can. So, one of the programs that we've got going right now that's been really successful is called Grateful Bread. Every single day, our pastry team makes 50 loaves of bread from spent grain, and we give it for free, one per person, to the first 50 people that show up at Cowbell every day. First hour is for seniors and anyone in need only. It's been a huge success, just that alone. So it's challenging times, for everyone. Thankfully, we have lots of brands at the LCBO, so that's been really helpful. And I think everyone, including us, has seen a huge uptick in online sales. So, big props to our online team that's really built up the website, built up the retail space, figured out logistics. Oh my God, there's so much. So it's been interesting. Everyone's job has done this.
Yeah. I don't think it matters what career choice you've made. Everybody's kind of taking a little turn here. I want to ask you about your history. So you're from the London area, ended up in Toronto, and then ended up at Cowbell. You're a certified. I know I'm going to get this wrong. Tim, we talked about a Cicerone.
Cicerone.
Right? Cicerone. Yeah. Now, Tim, you know exactly what that means, but Stephen, explain to the other dummies like me what that means.
The simplest way to explain it is it's the beer version of sommelier, right? So for a long time, people would try to explain that they are a beer expert, but maybe not a brewer. They appreciate and have expertise in the service of beer, in the history of beer, in the styles of beer, in the pairing of beer, in troubleshooting draft or troubleshooting old beer. So these are all traits that you would expect from a sommelier, right? You go to a restaurant and you want to know, what do I pair with my whatever? You're going to ask the song. And so a Cicerone essentially is doing the same thing. So any certified Cicerone or any master Cicerone would know everything about beer history, different styles. They'll know a lot about breweries, especially their own regional breweries, and they should be experts in food and beer pairing.
Very interesting. Very interesting. And then you end up in Cowbell, and it sounds like it's a perfect situation. Tim, I had another question. I don't know how many more we have here. I wanted to ask about. Let me see if I got one that's good here. On the bottom of all your cans, it says "Do the right thing," and that's stamped on the bottom of all your cans. So what does that mean?
We call it DTRT. That's another Stephen Sparling. Stephen's dad always used to say, when in doubt, just do the right thing. And so you're on the road, you're centrifuging beer, you're brewing something, you've got a customer that's yelling at you, you've got a customer that is praising you. When in doubt, do the right thing. It's kind of a, it's the KISS method, right? Like keep it simple. So it's a crazy world out there. We got 175 employees. This is a challenging and exciting business. Do the right thing.
That's a really cool story. I'll quickly ask you too. I was doing some reading this afternoon. There's plans for an amphitheater on the property, and is that still going ahead this summer?
Not this summer. We got a lot of fun plans at the brewery, including the amphitheater, but also a future distillery and a lot of other exciting things that are going to happen there. But 120 acres of land. We benefit from having the space. We benefit from being owned and operated by an independent family that believes in their community and believes in the beer that we're making. And so the amphitheater is going to be really cool when we're able to make it happen. There's a lot of ground clearing, leveling, drainage stuff that still needs to happen, but it's going to be fun when we can host beer festivals, concerts, monster truck rallies.
Whoa, I'm in for all of those.
Winter, all sorts of stuff. It's really, the brewery itself was designed as a multi-purpose space. We can host everything from weddings to conferences to just birthday dinners to eventually small concerts outside for local artists, or maybe we'll have Bon Jovi show up at Cowbell one year, or I'm rooting for ZZ Top.
Oh yes,
that'd be pretty awesome.
Man. That sounds
really cool.
That sounds fantastic. I like all those things. Chris, there was just one more thing I saw. It was on Instagram just before we came on. Actually, I think it was called Greener Pastures. Is that? And so I looked it up, and one of the beneficiaries of that is Sick Kids Hospital, which I have a big connection to with my daughter Kate. Can you just talk to us quickly about the Greener Pastures Fund?
This is another really important piece of the Cowbell puzzle. So Greener Pastures was another initiative from day one. Essentially what it is it's a charitable foundation that we started with the very first can of beer sold. So every single can of beer that you buy, every single pint, no matter where, 5 cents is donated into the Greener Pastures Foundation. All of that money, 100% of that money, is donated directly to the 4 children's hospitals in Ontario. And my favorite part of this program is that the money goes to the hospital that is local to you. So if you're in Toronto or the GTA, all of those 5 cents go to Sick Kids. But if you're in Hamilton, it goes to MAC. If you're in Ottawa, it goes to CHIO, etc. So you are literally you're contributing to the growth, success, and support of the children's hospitals that most affect where you are. So it's the real deal. It was literally the very first can that we sold before we even broke ground at the brewery, because we were contract brewing at the time. And I don't have the most current number, but I know in January we hit $317,000 raised for the children's hospitals. It's amazing.
Good for you. Do the right thing. That says it right there very much. So as we wrap up, we can get all your beers online. We find them at cowbellbrewing.com.
Yeah, cowbellbrewing.com. You can go to the store right there. We've got lots of different beers available at the LCBO as well. And again, thanks for having me, guys. Really appreciate it. And big shout out to my team at Cowbell. Everyone's working really hard right now to get things done. So props to everyone at Cowbell, and thanks for supporting.
Stephen, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. Cowbell Brewing in Blythe. Are we saying it right? I think I'm saying it wrong. Blythe, or is it Blythe?
This is a tough one. I'm going to refer to Blythe local. I say Blythe. It's
Blythe.
definitely not Blythe.
Okay.
All right.
Blythe.
I've heard some people say to me Blythe, but I let it roll off the tongue. Blythe.
Cowbell Brewing. Stephen, thank you so much. Have a great night, bud.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah,
Cheers, buddy. Cheers, buddy. What a cool story. Eh? And that's what I'm loving here, Tim. What are we on? Episode number 6 here tonight with the 3BeerPod. We're just hearing some really cool stories from some really cool people, and it's been really, really fun. And I've had 3 beers tonight, so
I snuck into the hazy days here just because I wanted to sample it. It's tasty too. I think their beers are, and with all breweries, the beers get better as the breweries do it. Even Colin was saying they're still tweaking Barry White, right? So first year it came out, Barry White, everyone loves it, and it just gets better and better. And that's what I think these beers are doing at Cowbell as well. I think I think the cool thing about some of the breweries we've had on, like Red Barn, a startup, a farm brewery, Natterjack did it to honor somebody, and then Cowbell's a big brewery, but they're doing cool things, but they're also helping out communities. And when I saw that they're giving to things like sick kids, I'm all in for that. So it's pretty cool. We've had a good run here so far of pretty cool breweries.
One thing I didn't mention, and I wanted to mention, is when they opened up in 2017, there's 1,005 people in Blythe. There was 94% of the population came to the launch.
That's amazing.
That's pretty crazy, eh?
Yeah.
That is pretty crazy. Thanks again to our friends over at Sons of Kent. They've got the Barry White, which is coming back here. What was the date on that, Tim? Is that third?
Barry White's on Friday, and the All Together is pre-purchased tomorrow and released on Thursday. So another good beer there coming out from Sons of Kent. Good stuff.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. Don't forget, this weekend is I wanted to make sure we got to plug in here quick.
Cool.
The May 16th Miracle. We want to give them a plug. It's the big food drive happening across Chatham, Kent this weekend. That happens on Saturday at noon. And if you leave some food out on your porch, they will find it. May16miracle.com is the website. Cheers there, Mark. Timmer, did you have anything else to say?
No, that's good, man. I think this is good. At my desk, I've tried a lot of different beers here tonight. I might have went past 3Beer. Again, just sampling sizes.
Sizes.
Some really, really good beers here from Sandwich and Sons and Cowbell. And this is a good one.
Good friends. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at 3BeerPod. Of course, on Facebook. That's where you're watching us here, too. Drive safe. Be smart. Don't be stupid. Tim, we'll see you next week for episode number 7. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Claudia.